Hi, my name is Bushra Hassan, and I have a review for ASAP tickets and how I was treated unfairly by their management and their team and their inability to help me in a time of a relative, not a relative, my sister's death in London, and how I was charged unfairly for the change of a ticket. And please watch this review. And if you have any questions, you may call PissedConsumer.com. All right. So I've been trying to contact them ever since I bought a ticket from them. And I flew to London, England, and my sister, who was very sick in the hospital with stage 4 lung cancer, I was traveling on 19th of September this year to see her in the hospital. And ASAP Ticket sold me the ticket for me and my 7-year-old, and we both flew to London on 20th of September. Now, I had purchased a ticket with the intent of returning on 14th of October. My return flight was 14th of October. So my sister was already very sick, and the doctors were giving her very few days to, survive. I called ASAP Tickets a few days before my flight and told them that it seemed unlikely that I would be able to travel on the 14th, given that my sister was very, very sick and the doctors were giving her a few days more to live. My sister passed away on 25th of October. This is her death certificate. She passed away on 25th of October. Called ASAP Ticket, and I had informed them that I would not be able to fly on the 14th. And they kept telling me that there was nothing that they could do for me, and that I would have to pay $650 per $550 per ticket. So she passed away on 25th. I kept calling them and asking them that, can you please just increase my dates a few days so that I'm able to be here for her funeral rites and I can just, leave in peace, maybe just 10, 15 days. Can you just move my flight? They kept telling me, no, we cannot do that. And you need to pay the $550 fees per ticket to change the flight. I didn't have no other options left. And then finally, I had to pay them. And then I traveled back on 4th of no, 4th. She passed away on 25th October, and I traveled on 4th of November. So my other sister, who also traveled from Houston on the same flight, 3-4 days apart from me, she traveled exactly the same way. She also bought her ticket from ASAP Ticket. And she contacted them, and they said the exact same thing, that no, ma'am, you will have to pay the 550. But what she did is she was able to talk to the agents at the airline, Iberia Airways, and she called them a couple of times. I had also tried calling Iberia Airways, but they were not willing. They were saying that since you have booked through the agent, you need to go through the agent. So, but when she talked to them, for some reason, she got a better agent or something. So without any penalty, they said that all we need is the death certificate of your sister. And they increased her flight, and they changed it to fly 2 days away from my flight. So she flew back with absolutely no penalties, no nothing. It was also already a very stressful time for us, very grieving time. We were already mourning for our other sister who had passed away. So I kept calling ASAP Ticket. I told them, even when I flew back, I said, see here, you charged me such an exuberant amount, and I have my sister's death certificate. And my other sister, she was able to get her seat changed without any penalty. She didn't have to pay anything. And then the agent, actually, he refused to help me, and he finally blocked me. And every time I would call, they would not put me onto him. And he said, ma'am, there's nothing I can do. Whereas I contacted Iberia Airlines and I told them that this was the situation, and you guys changed my sister's ticket without any penalty. My sister died. That's the only reason I was wanting to change my ticket. And I kept calling you guys. I kept calling ASAP Ticket. Nobody was willing to help me. So Iberia Airlines told me that if ASAP Tickets can send us the death certificate and they can, tell us everything that happened, we can refund the money to them and they will need to refund it to you. But now I'm calling ASAP Ticket again and again. I'm texting, I'm emailing the agent, Mustafa, who sold it to me, and I'm not able to get anywhere. Now it's November has already passed and we're into December, and I've left them multiple messages. I've set up a claim with Iberia. They say we cannot do anything. ASAP Ticket needs to file the refund on your behalf and we will refund it. Iberia Airlines keeps telling me that if ASAP Tickets request a refund, we will refund it to them based on your sister's death certificate if they can send it to us. But ASAP Ticket won't help me at all. They've charged me all that money. Whereas my other sister, if it was not for two people traveling the exact same route from Houston to London, London to Houston, there was absolutely no difference in our flights. They were just 1 or 2 days apart, not a very, a busy season. We were not traveling in December or, late December. It was very similar situation for both of us. And she paid absolutely no penalty based on you just, feeling of humanity and you're trying to help a person. Because I've traveled this time to London 3 times this year to see my sick sister. And this is the only time I requested an extension based on what the doctors were telling us, that she had a very few days to live. And she passed 10 days after my flight would have been due to fly. So it's not like I was asking without reason or an unreasonable request. It could have been done. Iberia Airlines changed my other sisters without any penalty, but ASAP has taken all that money from me. They refused to request a refund. And I'm really, really upset that during this very traumatic time in my life, they have been unable to provide good customer service in a very, reasonable request from me. We've already faced a lot of trauma. I've spent a lot of money this year traveling back and forth to see her. So it's not even totally about the money, but it's about principles. And if they can still, I have the death certificate right here. I have the doctor's note from London that she was hospitalized and they were giving her a few days and she passed away 10 days later. That's my complaint, and that is the reason I contacted you guys to help me get my money back from them. It was about 3 days ago. I've been trying every 3-4 days. I call them and I tell them it's always a new agent who picks up the phone, and I give them a claim number that I started with Iberia Airlines, and I also send the copies to ASAP Travels. And I tell them that I'm calling in reference to this PNR booking. And every time I have to tell them the whole story again. And they say, no, if Mustafa was your agent, he will give you a call back in 1 hour. And I'm going to make sure he's going to call you back. Nobody calls me back. Every time it's the same story. I try every 3-4 days. And I'm sick of calling them. I've emailed them. Mustafa kept telling me in the beginning that there's nothing more I can do for you. Then he stopped. He's just no more communication. He won't even reply to my emails. He won't. There's no way for me to turn. I don't know where else to go. I'm trying my best. I'm just trying to make them understand that if they can just file the refund, they just need to request, and Iberia is saying that we will refund it. All we need is a death certificate from ASAP Travel, but we need it from them because they are your travel agents. I said, I can send it to you. I have the whole information. I have the email. I already did send it to Iberia, but they said, no, ma'am, because you booked through ASAP Travels, we need them to request the refund and we can refund it. There's no problem. If your other sister, was not charged, we can refund, but they need to request it. But ASAP Travels is not helping me at all. And I call every few days. I tell them the story. They promise me Mustafa is going to call back, and then nobody calls me back.